Mood Mosaic, Touch of Velvet, String of Brass. Play that for all our friends. Lots of people asked to hear that one today. What a surprise. And thanks to you if you phoned the program today. One or two people have phoned the program, and one or two people have phoned our reception area asking about the Offshore program excerpts that we're going to do just after 6 o'clock. I was sort of doubting that you were that interested, but it seems now that interest has been awakened and everybody's looking forward to it, which is really nice to know. I will assure you that if you are not into that particular subject, there is no need to worry. It is going to be very light, very simple, very easy, and it will not be hard work. There's plenty of music in there too. So if you're not into the Offshore thing, that's fine by us. We understand totally. But for the Anarakish types out there, I know they are very much looking forward to it. Anyway, coming up in this section of advertisements, you'll hear just a little bit of information about the program just to put it all straight. Here's news of two special programs coming your way on Coast Classics. On the 14th and 15th of August, between 6 and 7 in the Drive Time show, I'll be commemorating the anniversary of the Marine Offences Act, the bill that silenced the 60s offshore stations. There'll be program excerpts, information, and of course music from that influential era. So join me, Bob Leroy, for an audio journey and look at the style of 1960s UK broadcasting. This Tuesday and Wednesday evening at 6, only on Coast.
Coast Classic.
Inspired by Radio Veronica, broadcasting in Dutch from the coast of Holland from an old German lightship, the Borkum Riff, Ronan O'Reilly commenced fitting out the Scandinavian passenger ferry Fredrika as a radio ship in his father's port of Greenough in Southern Ireland. After preliminary testing, regular programs commenced at 12 noon on Easter Sunday, the 28th of March, 1964.
This is Radio Caroline on 199, your all-day music station. We are on the air every day from 6 in the morning to 6 at night. The time right now is 1 minute past 12, and that means it's time for Christopher Moore.
Hello and happy Easter to all of you. This is Christopher Moore with the first record program on Radio Caroline. The first record is by the Rolling Stones, and I'd like to play it for all of the people who worked to put the station on the air.
Radio Caroline, Britain's first offshore radio station in 1964. Rumoured to have carried out unscheduled transmissions from the Thames estuary as early as September 1962, before supposedly being converted into a pleasure craft, the Scandinavian station Radio Nord's vessel, the Bonjour, later called the Magda Maria, but finally renamed Mi Amigo, is fitted out with aerial masts and made ready for sea in Greenough by Project Atlanta's Alan Crawford. Programs begin just a gnat's whisker away from Caroline on 201 meters medium wave on the 12th of May, 1964.
Radio Atlanta was running a regularly scheduled test format. This is not the official format of Radio Atlanta. The music heard today was a test format for Radio Atlanta.
Yeah, now I want to be your loving baby. I want to be your man. You're moving along there, everybody, with the rocket label here on the good ship Radio Atlanta, where now the contact time is 7:30.
Don't throw your love away. No, 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 no.
Announcing intentions to broadcast from the fishing vessel Cornucopia, Radio Such literally launched itself downriver from the Pool of London. Instead of broadcasting from the small chartered fishing boat, Radio Such adopted as its permanent home army forts on the shivering sands. Broadcast began on 194 meters medium wave, naturally enough, with a record by Screaming Lord Such himself.
Hello there, cats, kittens, and ghouls. This is the nice boy that everybody hates, yours truly. Woo! And I would like to continue this hit program now with I'm a hog for you, baby. I can't get enough of your love. I'm a hog for you, baby. I can't get enough of your love. When I go to sleep at night, that's the only thing I dream of. One little piggy went to London. Yeah. One big
piggy went to Liverpool. Yeah. But this little pig is coming over your house. It's gonna rock you all night long. 'Cause I'm a horse baby. I can't get enough of your love. When I go to sleep at night, that's the only thing I dream of. One little piggy at a pop shop. Yeah. One piggy at a bumblebee. Yeah. This little pig is coming over your house. Gonna get a taste of your sweet lips. 'Cause I'm a horse baby. I can't get enough of your love. When I go to sleep at night, that's the only thing I'm dreaming of. One little piggy met Frankenstein. One piggy met Dracula. This little piggy has a drop down dead. She starts screaming loud such. 'Cause I'm a horse baby. I can't get enough of your love. When I go to sleep at night, that's the only thing I'm dreaming of. When I go to sleep at night, that's the only thing I'm dreaming of. When I go to sleep at night, that's the only thing I'm dreaming of.
The ever fun, ever different Radio Such. Following a reasonably successful agreement, radios Atlanta and Caroline amalgamated. The Atlanta ship, Mi Amigo, continued broadcasting on 201 meters, advertising itself as Caroline South on 199.
Oh, you said that so nicely. Oh, thank you very much. I like the cover.
Well, yeah, the cover's quite nice, isn't it?
She's swell, isn't she?
Yeah, she's nice. She's nice.
What about the hat?
The hat? Well, I like the hat.
I like the hat.
I like the broom she's holding, too.
Yeah, what you might call a sweeping picture.
Oh, very good, very good.
Unknown to management, news of the agreement had not been understood by the ship's captains, so it was not without some considerable difficulties that programs continued for the 3rd of July, 1964.
Caroline, the sound of the land. Caroline, the sound of the nation. Caroline. Coast traffic.
From the north of England, you're in line with the Go-Go Boys of Caroline.
Completing the journey from the coast of Essex, the MV Caroline dropped anchor off the coast of the Isle of Man on the 13th of July, 1964, and became Caroline North, broadcasting with a power of 20 kilowatts, initially at 199 meters.
Now then, hands up, anybody who can't hear me. Well, you see, the reason is that you're tuned to 199 meters, and we're not. We're on 259 meters, so tune over to 259 meters in the medium wave band right away, 1169 kilocycles, because that's where we are doing our test transmission all the way through until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. And the reason we're doing it, of course, is to try and improve our signal to you.
From a community aspect, the radio ship was warmly accepted by its new neighbors, and a true rapport developed between the Manx Islanders and the Radio Caroline North vessel. The first truly local Kent station, owned and operated by Folkestone and Faversham businessmen, was Radio Invicta, set up on the Red Sand Towers adjacent to Radio Such in the Thames Estuary. Various frequencies were tried, but finally programs began on 306 meters.
Shore-based, of course. We'll interview you, and from there on out, well, we'll see how we go. And who knows, maybe we'll be seeing you on Radio Invicta very shortly, in which case, welcome aboard. No need to worry, we've got loads of things, beer, cigarettes, plenty of food, heat. It's really nice out here, and I'm sure that you'd enjoy it.
You're in tune with your good music station, Radio Invicta, broadcasting on 306.1 meters from the medium wave band, where the time is 11 a.m. And 11 a.m. means, of course, it's time for Strictly for Highbrows.
Many disasters befell Radio Invicta, resulting in a premature close in February 1965. As is normal with Offshore Radio, many rumours abounded regarding new ownership. One of them being that the Bachelors were to purchase and run the station. Lord Sudge, tiring of his new toy Radio Such, relinquished official ownership to his then manager Reg Calvert, who renamed the operation Radio City.
This is Radio City, broadcasting on 299 meters on the medium wave band. And this is Chris Cross introducing another great program of non-stop pops. Well, how are you doing? Do you know who's speaking yet? I'm speaking, as you heard on that little introduction, from Radio City, which you've probably never heard of. It's a little pirate radio station which is located on some old army forts in the middle of the Thames estuary, on the Shivering Sands, actually.
4:10 on England's brightest sound. Your friendly host on the British coast, Radio City, broadcasting on 299 meters in the medium wave band. My name's Bob Leroy, and I'm with you through until 5 o'clock, when I believe Paul Elvey's back for 5x4.
That's it, then. That winds up the show, then. Come on from the Rolling Stones, and it's from me, Paul Elvey. It's goodbye, because it's time for the Stones to sign off with their signature tune, of course, Stones. Out of my mind.
Broadcast continued with two new ex-Navy transmitters. Big Bertha carried the main output on 290 meters, advertised as 299, whilst a second transmitter came on each day at 6 p.m. on 188 meters as an additional output for the station's main money spinner, religious programming.
Here is a program reminder. Be sure to hear The Wings of Healing each Sunday evening at 5. Here on Radio City, 299 meters and 188 meters medium wave.
Unfortunately, differences over equipment ownership resulted in Calvert's death and ultimately the end of Offshore Radio.
Well, I've got a request here now. It says, "Dear Radio City disc jockeys, etc. I think your programs are fabulous, and listening to your comments puts me in fits of giggles. You're always getting muddled up." Yes, well, that's very true. I don't know how you could make soap leather in salt water, but I hope you can read my request through the layers of dirt. Yes. Please can you play for me He's in Town by the Rocking Berries? Any Saturday morning will do, but not too early because I will be in bed. Oh, well, it's 8:45. I don't think you should be in bed now, Miss Radio City fan, so here we go with the Rocking Berries.
Moving into the Thames estuary and dropping anchor within territorial waters by Radio City's Shivering Sands Towers, Radio London's first transmissions were, by virtue of the 1949 Wireless Telegraphy Act, illegal. Repositioning the Galaxy by Radio Caroline's Mi Amigo off the Essex coast, Big L as it became known, was without doubt one of the most slick and successful offshore operations of the 60s.
Wonderful Big L. Mr. Brian Poole and the Tremolos, and I want candy.
I see. Well, at least you got your record played. You like it?
Weekend at the Cemetery, folks.
Well, there he goes, Johnny Cash, and It Ain't Me, Babe.
I can still remember.
Anybody know what I just said? I don't know.
When you moved in next door. It's smooth sailing with the highly successful sound of wonderful Radio London.
These are the ramrods. Ghost Riders in the sky.
radio on the Red Sands continued where Radio Invicta left off. Better quality equipment was installed, but with a very loose MOR format, the station failed to attract listeners or advertisers.
Heralding a new big sound of music and news over London, this is the KING test transmission. Our broadcast for brighter programs will shortly begin. The new sound of music. This is a test transmission from London's most listened to station, King Radio, London.
After some 5 months of operation, drastic action was needed to put KING radio back on the map. One, Ted Olbury was brought in to sort matters out once and for all on board Red Sand Towers. A new mast, studios and transmitter were fitted. Original World War II generators and heating systems were fired up, together with an untried program philosophy. Radio 390, the sweet music station, began on the 25th of September, 1965.
Radio 390 presents Country Style. And howdy, partners, and welcome, of course, to tonight's program from Jack McLaughlin. 30 minutes of music in the country and western style. That's the lineup as usual at 7 o'clock on Radio 390.
Spotlight this morning featured The Seekers.
390 time is now just after 6 o'clock. Radio 390 presenting Eve, the woman's magazine of the air, takes you stateside.
Introducing yet another star disc jockey on the new Better Music Fighter Broadcasting Station 355.
During 1966, government hydrographers considered certain annually drying sandbanks to be UK soil and thus managed to prosecute many stations. Ted Olbury of Radio 390 saw the hopelessness of continuing fort operations and opted to transfer his allegiance to Radio 355, formerly Britain Radio. A music policy was agreed, but the contract for the laissez-faire ran out before the station became viable. With the Marine Offences Act only days away from becoming law, Radio 355 closed on the 2nd of August 1967.
Through the mirror of my mind, time after time, I see reflections of you and me.
This part of our story ends where it began, with Radio Caroline, when at midnight on the 14th of August, she continued, as promised, as the only remaining UK offshore radio station. Now IDing as Caroline International.
On Radio Caroline, that's Ken Booth singing you a song called Puppet on a String. We have 30 seconds to go until midnight. This is your radio station. This is Radio Caroline. It is now 12 midnight. We want to say welcome to the new phase of broadcasting from Caroline. I want you to remember something. That is, a station that belongs to you and is right cannot ever be taken away from you. And there are a lot of people along the coast tonight who are flashing their headlamps at us. Very, very nice to see you. You've made us more happy, and I couldn't think it was possible, but you have made us more happy than we are already.
Broadcasting 4 miles off the Finn and Essex coast, this is Radio Caroline at 259 meters. Time is 9 o'clock.
Hey, good morning. Come on now. Hi, hello, how are you? This is your Finn and Rocket Spinner, a Rocket Figure Day. Welcoming you to the Rocket Figure Day show for Saturday morning. Brand new records, brand new hit-bound sounds, brand new short shot. You name it, we got it.
Both the North and South ships held out till the 3rd of March 1968, when, amidst rumours of unpaid bills, the Weissmuller Company simultaneously boarded and closed down both ships. An era in broadcasting had come to a close. It was to be another 2 years before another offshore boom was to begin, but that definitely is another story. Certainly hope there was a good lot of music in there that brought back some memories. We maybe one day will get down to doing the next era, the 70s, who knows, and then end up with the 80s. Mr. Brian Martin is nodding his head in agreement to that. Have a strong wind warning. There's a strong warning of winds for the coastal waters up to 5 nautical miles offshore between Lyme Regis and North Foreland. Westerly winds will continue to reach force 6 or even 7 at times over the next 6 hours before reducing to force 5 after midnight. Just after 7 o'clock here on Coast AM, my name's Bob Leroy, sitting in for Roger Day for another week and a bit. Thanks for your company. Good night and God bless from me. It's over to Brian Martin after our check-up on the weather front.